Good morning, students. So can you tell me why we all eat food? Yes, we eat food for energy. When we eat food, we get energized to do work. We are active. We can do different types of works like reading, writing, playing. So this is the importance of food in human body. Likewise, as we need food, as human beings, we need food. Even the plant kingdom, all the living beings, they need food for growth and development. Even the plants, they require food. Now, what is the requirement? What things do plants require for their growth? Yes, very good. You water the plants, you put them in soil, you put some manure, so they grow properly. They grow in good health. So this is the importance of food to us. Now we shall understand what is food, what is nutrition. So this is the chapter plant requirement and explanation on page number from 4 to 8. So the concept of food and nutrition. We eat food for energy, to perform different actions, to fight against diseases and infections. So this is the importance of food. Now all organisms, whether they are plants or they are animals, from the plant kingdom or from the animal kingdom, they require food for energy. Now energy for doing what? To do different types of work. So food is required for energy, for locomotion. Locomotion is what? Movement from one place to another. For mechanical work, that is for doing work with your hands and with your, like doing some physical work, motor activity. Then food is required for the growth. Like when a baby is small, when a plant is small, when you plant a seed, then you see slowly it grows up. It is small, the plant, and then literally it grows up into a big plant and then a tree. So the growth. Food is required for growth. Then it is required for transportation. Transportation of what? For materials of cells, for material to the different parts of the body. Then food is required to fight against infections and diseases when you are sick, when you are unwell. So the food provides energy to do work. So students, this is the importance of food in both plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. So it is required to provide energy, and energy in return, it aids in the growth and development of the plant or the animal. So today we shall discuss with the plant requirements. What are the important things or most essential things which are required for the growth and development of the plant, and what are the types of nutrition which exist among the plants. Okay, as previously discussed, students, now we shall discuss the requirements, the things which are required, for food preparation by plants and human beings. So what are the requirements which are needed for the preparation of food? Now plants, you see, plants. Now these plants, they require sunlight. So with the help of sunlight and by the process of photosynthesis, they are able to make their own food. So they require sunlight. Second is water. They require water for the preparation of food, and carbon dioxide. So we exhale out carbon dioxide, we inhale, we take oxygen, but the plants, that they take carbon dioxide, and that helps in the preparation of food. So what are the things which are required by plants? Sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. Now what are the things which are required by human beings for the preparation of food? Fire. We eat cooked food, we do not eat raw food except for some vegetables and fruits. We eat raw, otherwise we eat cooked food. So fire is required for cooking. Then second is water, and third is raw materials like fruits, vegetables, cereals, wheat, rice, etc. So these are the requirements human beings require for the preparation of food, and plants require what? Sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. So these are the basic requirements for making or for the preparation of food by the plants and by the human beings. So in plants we see that there are two modes of nutrition. The plants in the living kingdom, in the living world, two modes of nutrition is there. First is the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. That means, the meaning of it is, auto means self and trophy means nutrition. So self, they prepare their nutrition, self, they prepare by themselves their nutrition. So living organisms, especially the plants, which prepare their own food with minimum or simplest materials are called autotrophs. So what are autotrophs? The living organisms, especially the plants, which prepare their own food with minimum or limited resources, simplest resources, they are called what? Autotrophs. Autotrophs. And that mode of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. So under this autotrophic nutrition, all the green plants come. For example, all the green plants are coming in autotrophic nutrition, or they are called autotrophs, and under this mode all the green plants are coming. For example, banyan, peepal tree, all grasses, shrubs, etc. All the green plants around you, they are autotrophs because they prepare their food by the use of water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, and of course soil. They are the minimal requirements for making their own food. They prepare their food automatically with these natural resources. So they are called autotrophic. That mode of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition, and the organisms which prepare their food by autotrophs are called autotrophs. So students, the first form we had discussed, the autotrophic nutrition. So they are under that category. All the plants come which can make their own food. They can self-manufacture their own food. All the green plants are coming under it. Now the second mode is the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic comes from the word heteros, that means other, and trophy means nutrition. So they depend for nutrition or food on the others. This is the second category, heterotrophic nutrition. Now under this, organisms which do not prepare their own food, they do not prepare their own food and depend on others. Living organisms are called heterotrophs, and their mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. So these organisms, they are unable to prepare their own food and they depend on others for food sources. Now under this example, all animals, you see, all animals will come under the heterotrophs. They are those organisms which cannot prepare their own food and are dependent on other sources, plant and animal sources, for their food and nutrition. So all animals come under this category. For example, cow, dog, snake, birds, and even the human beings. Now you will have the question in mind that how human beings, because they are able to prepare their own food. But if the raw materials are not present, how will they prepare their food? So they are dependent on plant and animal sources to make their food. So I hope the concept of heterotrophic nutrition is clear to you all. In heterotrophic nutrition, heteros word means they depend on others, and nutrition. For nutrition, they depend on others. Now these are those organisms which they cannot prepare their own food and they depend on other living organisms are called heterotrophs. And the mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic nutrition. So under this category, all the animals, they come, and even human beings for primary plant and animal sources to prepare their food. So I hope this concept, plant requirements, is clear to you all. What are the basic requirements for the preparation of food both by plants and by human beings? That this we have discussed in this chapter, and this is the explanation of pages 4 to 8 and unit A. So I hope the concept is clear. Now further we will be discussing on the process of photosynthesis, that is how green plants they prepare their food. Thank you.